Welcome, my dear students, for Standard 6, Subject General Science. Students, today we will be doing with chapter number 6, Substances in Daily Use. My name is Ms. Jagjeet Kaur. Students, before beginning with the chapter, let's see what are the learning objectives. So in this chapter, you will be learning about what are substances and objects. Then the classification of substances as natural substances and man-made substances. Then you will be learning about the production of substances like vulcanization of rubber, manufacturing process of paper, synthetic fibers or threads like rayon, nylon, dacron, terylene and terene. Then you will be learning about the advantages and disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Now students, can you recall by observing the given picture? Which three objects do you see in the picture? Yes, we can see chair, table and cupboard. Now, how did you identify them? Yes, we identified by seeing their shapes and specific arrangements in them. Now, what material are they made of? Now, students, by observing the picture, we can understand that chair is made up of plastic, table is made up of wood and cupboard is made up of steel. Now students, can any one of these materials be used to make all the three objects? Yes, all the three objects can be made using wood, plastic and steel. Students, now let us understand about substances and objects. All the substances are made up of very small particles, or we can say very tiny particles. Objects are made up of substances and objects have a specific shape. Their parts have a specific arrangement by which we identify them. We use wood, plastic or steel to make a table, chair or cupboard. These substances have the strength required to make these articles, and also these substances can be given a desired shape. It means that we consider the properties of substances to use them for making things. And we can say that depending upon the properties of the substances, objects with desired shapes can be made. For example, wood, plastic and steel. And also many objects can be made from the same substances. Students, the same substance or material can be used to make many objects. So now let us study some such examples. So the first example is cotton. From cotton we can make cloth, we can get fiber or thread, we can make sari, a handkerchief, a quilt, mattresses, a pillow, etc. Then the second one is iron. With the help of iron we can make steel bars, a griddle, then parts of automobiles, an electric pole, tables, cupboards, etc. Then from aluminium we can make kitchen utensils, electric cables, etc. Then the next substance of glass. With the help of glass we can make windows, glass bottles, magnifying glass, etc. Students, can you tell what is the difference between these two groups of natural substances? The two groups are leather, jute, wool and water, soil, metals. Yes, leather, jute and wool are natural substances that are obtained from living things and they are called as biotic substances. Whereas water, soil and metals are natural substances that are obtained from non-living things. So they are called as abiotic substances. Students, now let us see the classification of substances, how the substances are being classified. So substances are classified into natural substances and man-made substances. Natural substances are further classified as biotic substances and abiotic substances. Then students, biotic substances are further classified as animal origin and plant origin. Now students, as we learned earlier that substances are being classified as natural substances and man-made substances. Now let's study about natural substances. What are natural substances? Substances available in nature are called natural substances and they are further classified as biotic substances and abiotic substances. Now what are biotic substances? Substances obtained from living things are called biotic substances and biotic substances can be of animal origin or plant origin. That means biotic substances can be obtained from animals or plants. For example, leather and wool are obtained from animals, hence they are of animal origin, and wood and cotton are obtained from plants, hence they are of plant origin. Now let's see what are abiotic substances. Substances which are not obtained from living things are called as abiotic substances. For example, water, soil, metals. Now student, water, soil and metals are the natural substances but they are non-living things. So that is why it is said that substances which are not obtained from living things are abiotic substances. Now students, let's learn about man-made substances. Now it is a human nature to strive for newer things and to try to make life more comfortable. So as a result of his efforts, man not only learned to use natural substances but also began to process them to make new substances. Now, several such substances are easier to use and can be made available in plenty at a low cost. So, therefore, these substances can be used on a large scale. And there are a great many such man-made substances which we use today. So, we can say that substances produced by processing naturally available substances are called as man-made substances. Example, umbrellas, school bags, book covers, thermocols used to pack refrigerators, television sets, etc. And also these substances are waterproof or water resistant, lightweight, and also it is very easy for transportation. Now students, you must have observed green chilies or tomatoes turning red after some time. Have you ever seen or heard of red tomatoes becoming green again? No, red tomatoes do not turn green again. This is because when green tomatoes turn red, an irreversible change occurs due to certain chemical reactions. As a result, the changes in properties are permanent. Therefore, the reverse process cannot occur to get back the green tomatoes from red ones. Students always remember that glass can be made from sand and calcium carbonate. However, sand and calcium carbonate cannot be obtained again from glass. While making man-made substances, the properties of the constituents undergo a change. This change occurs due to a certain chemical reactions, and these changes in the properties are permanent. That is, the original constituent substances cannot be obtained again from the new substances. Such changes are called irreversible changes. Now students, let's learn how the substances are being produced. So the first substance which we will learn is rubber. Now rubber is of two types, natural rubber and artificial rubber. Natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of trees. This sap is called latex, and rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. Now rubber trees are found in abundance in Brazil. Later, these trees were planted in other countries too. And students, the botanical name of this tree is Hevea brasiliensis. And in India, the maximum production of rubber is in Kerala. Now students, let's learn about vulcanization of rubber. Now vulcanization is a process, and in this process, rubber is heated with sulfur for 3 to 4 hours. And to give hardness to the rubber, sulfur is mixed in it. That means sulfur gives hardness to the rubber. And the proportion of sulfur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. Means the quantity of sulfur to be added is decided by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. And erasers, rubber balls, rubber toys all have varying proportions of sulfur in them. And in rubber bands, the proportion of sulfur is very small. Now students, in the past, Charles Goodyear spilled a mixture of rubber and sulfur on a burning stove. After the stove was extinguished, he noticed that the rubber had become harder and less elastic. He repeated this experiment in a systematic way and invented the process of vulcanization. So Charles Goodyear invented the process of vulcanization. Hard and tough tires of rubber brought a revolutionary change in transportation. Now students, we will learn about paper. Paper is formed by the intertwining of cellulose fibers in grass, wood, rags or waste paper. Now what is cellulose fiber? It is a fiber which can be obtained from the bark, wood or leaves of plants or from the plant-based material. So we can say that paper is a type of network of cellulose fibers. Coniferous trees, example pine, are generally used for the production of paper. Now students, let's understand the process of manufacturing paper. Now we know that to produce paper, coniferous trees are used. So the bark of the logs cut from trees is removed first. And the wood obtained from the log is broken into pieces and is mixed with some chemicals and kept soaking for a long time in order to form a pulp. Then after completion of the chemical process, the fibrous substances from wood pulp are removed and some dyes are added. Then the pulp is then passed through rollers and dried to form paper and wound on reels in the final stage. And students, in India, the first factory to manufacture newsprint, that is paper to be used for newspapers, was established at Nepanagar in Madhya Pradesh in 1955. Paper is also manufactured at Songarh in Gujarat, and in Maharashtra there is paper factory at Ballarpur near Chandrapur. Students, you have to always remember, do not tear up blank pages of a notebook. Do not throw away old notebooks with blank pages. The blank sides of advertising pamphlets, inner side of postal envelopes, the blank sides of calendar, and other such writable surfaces can be used to make notes, lists, to cover books, etc. So do not throw away or burn up such paper until it has been fully utilized like this. Whenever possible, try to use a pencil and slate. And cooperate with people who collect paper from garbage or buy scrap paper. These people help in proper recycling of resources. Now, can you tell that from which substances in nature can we get threads or fiber? Yes, silk is a natural thread or fiber and it is obtained from the cocoons of silkworms. And cotton is a natural thread obtained from cotton plant. Now students, what are clothes made from? Yes, clothes can be made from the biotic substances such as cotton, wool, silk, etc. as well as from synthetic fibers such as nylon, rayon, polyester, etc. Now students, do you know that silk is a natural thread of fiber obtained from the cocoons of silkworms? And from one cocoon, 500 meters to 1300 meters of thread can be obtained. It is said that silk was first produced on a large scale in China. Students, now let's learn about synthetic fibers or threads. Now, from the time it was first thought that artificial yarn could be produced to meet the clothing needs of an increasing population, much research and development has taken place in the production of artificial yarn. Innumerable kinds of synthetic or artificial threads are now available, and almost all the materials made from natural fibers in the olden days are now replaced by material made from synthetic fibers. Nylon, rayon, dacron, terylene, terene, polyester, acrylic, etc. are all synthetic threads, and many articles in our daily use are made from them. Let's learn about nylon. Now the name nylon is derived from its places of invention, that is New York and London. Nylon threads have a shine and are strong, transparent and water resistant. And they are used to manufacture clothes, fishing nets, ropes, etc. Now about rayon. A solution of cotton and wood pulp is prepared by dissolving them in sodium hydroxide. and with the help of machines, threads are obtained from this solution. As these threads have shine and strength, they are said to be a synthetic silk. And due to the shining bright appearance, like sun's rays, they are named as rayon. Students, now let's learn about dacron, terylene and terene synthetic threads. Now polymer chains are made from hydrocarbons which are obtained from mineral oils. Now students, what are hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons are the substances which are obtained from mineral oil. And what are polymer chains? Polymer chains are the long, continuous chains formed by small, interlinked chemical units. Then a solution of such a polymer is passed through a strainer having fine holes. And after cooling, the fibers obtained are in the form of long, unbroken threads which are twisted to get yarn. And threads with various properties are obtained by using different types of chemicals. These threads are named as dacron, terylene, terene, etc. Now let's learn some advantages of synthetic fibers. Now students, synthetic fibers can be manufactured on a mass scale. They are strong and durable. They are water repellent. Since they have a shine, they enhance the appearance of the wearer. They are wrinkle-free and scratch-free. They are cost-effective. They can be used for a long time. And also they are lightweight and comfortable to wear. Now let's see some disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Now students, synthetic fibers do not absorb sweat from the skin as they are water repellent. Their regular usage keeps the skin moist, which may cause skin diseases. Even they are uncomfortable to wear in summer season. They catch fire easily and can cause serious injuries by fire accidents. They do not get decomposed by microorganisms. So students, this was the end of chapter 6, Substances in Daily Use. Now let's summarize what we have learned in this chapter. So we learned that all substances are made up of very small particles. Objects are made up of substances. Objects have a specific shape. Their parts have a specific arrangement by which we identify them. The same substances or material can be used to make many objects. Depending on properties of substances, we can select substances suitable for our purpose. The substances in everyday use are of two main kinds, that is natural substances and man-made substances. Natural substances obtained from living things are called biotic substances, for example, leather, jute, wool. Natural substances that are not obtained from living things are called abiotic substances, example, water, soil, metals, etc. Some biotic substances are of animal origin, that is example wool, leather, while others are of plant origin, example jute, cotton. New substances produced by processing naturally available substances are called as man-made materials. For example, cement, plastic, paper, nylon, glass, etc. These man-made substances are easier to use and can be made available in plenty at a low cost. Rubber, paper, and synthetic fibers are important man-made materials in our daily use. Students, now this is an assignment for you all. The first question for the assignment is, you have to classify the following substances according to their area of use, such as construction, clothes, food, and cleaning purpose. So the substances are sand, soap, wool, window, glass, bamboo, cotton, bricks, silk, leafy vegetables, cement, fruits, water, and sugar. And the second question is, you have to answer the following in one sentence. So for that, the first question is, name any natural product that is used in the field of construction. The second question, name any two natural fibers. Third question, name the process in which sulfur is added to rubber to increase its hardness. And the fourth question, which fibers are intertwined with grass, wood, rags, or waste paper to form paper? Thank you, dear students. I will be back with a new chapter. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.